Welcome to the Beacon by Soul 33 teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning everybody. I am not at home. I'm sitting outside. You'll be hearing the sounds of birds and the trees rustling. I thought this would be a nice energy for the 7-7 portal today because it is Monday the 7th of July and we have the portal opening wide up for us. Now if you're listening to this on the Beacon app, on YouTube, on Spotify, don't forget to do all the things, liking, tagging, subscribing, sharing. It really helps us to be able to create more resources for you. And don't forget to get your journals out if you are not driving. But remember, the Monday mantras are not just about hearing what the Monday mantra is and taking that into your brain. It's about listening to the entirety of the lesson, taking the activation and the integration, because that is what is actually going to help you progress your soul. It's very, very important that we understand that these Monday mantras are chapters, and these chapters can go back and forward, but I break them down into weekly bite-sized pieces and lessons so we have something to contemplate, something to come back to if we are falling off the path, as some of us do from time to time, and for us to be able to consciously be understanding what Spirit is asking of us. So let's do a recap of last week's Monday mantra, which was: liberation begins within. I'm free from the noise of my mind. Now my thoughts reflect the truth of my soul. Liberation begins within. I am free from the noise of my mind. Now my thoughts reflect the truth of my soul. This was such an important message because the mind has been playing up a lot. And as I was seeing clients last week, I could understand why their souls were booked in during a week where there was this need for us to be liberated beyond what we see as freedom, beyond what we are trying to create here, and not even requiring the freedom that we're trying to create because we're in that spiritual liberation. And as I saw clients during the week, they were being liberated from many things that they were stuck in their lives. And so I asked the question last week, what is the difference between soul and self? This is the question that we are aligning this week as we step into the 7th month of the year, because the energy is very, very fertile and rich with momentum to bring in the dreams. It's like this period of holding on to the dreams while it's starting to grow with this energy of July. But it starts inside first. So this merging of the soul and self, the self, our personalities, what we're trying to create here, but the freedom, the true liberation, comes from being both of those aligned, seeing beyond all that, feeling beyond all that. And this week, the focus turns inward, the week that we've just had, to become liberated. So you might have found that you are encountering some issues that very human things, money issues, relationship communication, all that kind of stuff was going, okay, how are you going to liberate yourself from this particular topic? And they're telling me the choices that we are making are really important, because if we choose to feel the fear and get stuck in it, then we are not giving ourselves liberation. We're trying to find freedom within the constraints of our life. But if we move beyond that, then we can see that this is happening for us to find the liberation, knowing that these things are going to happen sometimes, and we're going to have to learn how to unstick ourselves, because the personality will want to get stuck. Liberation is not just physical freedom, it is the deep release from the patterns, from the fears, from the energies that have kept you small, because it's not other people keeping us small, it is how we restrict ourselves with the issues that come up for us to find liberation within. It is the soul gently inviting the self to rise, to remember, and to return to its truth. The birds are very chatty right now, so take in their energy, because they are free to fly. They are liberated. Nobody is controlling them, or they're not being controlled by any type of things that we are. Spiritual liberation was something to consider last week. So freedom from illusions, ego, or limiting beliefs, that is on the self level. A return to your true self, and then to our soul essence, often linked to awakening, enlightenment, or the union with divine. Emotional liberation. So there was, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday last week, where I was feeling very stuck in the mind because of a really human issue. And then as the days went on, I was like, right, liberation from this particular thing. That is one of my things to heal from. Letting go of fear, shame, or the need to get approval. Stepping into emotional sovereignty where your feelings are honored but no longer control you. Mental liberation, breaking free from outdated patterns or inherited mindsets, claiming the power to choose your thoughts and beliefs and perspectives. So let us know what was coming up for you last week where you had to really reframe your thoughts about it. Because like I said, the biggest things that are coming up at the moment, money, like what are we spending money on? Things that are necessary for us, things that we need to prioritize. Liberation in action, living in alignment with your truth when it's uncomfortable. This month there's this energy of just, we have to say what we want and choose what we want, and it's going to be, not easy decisions, because these certain parts of us are being, I don't know, there's a transition out of old parts of us for us to step into more of this truth of our soul and self. I'm feeling energy going right up the back of my neck into the back of my head. So I'm feeling that for all of us, it's like something is traveling upwards to the crown so that you know what to say. Saying no without guilt, saying yes with your whole soul. Really important, saying no without guilt, saying yes with your whole soul. It often looks like change, courage, and even disruption, but always leads to greater inner peace when we have to say something and break something down to make that transition. Go deep within. We are in July now. We are here with the 7-7 portal. I put up on the app the meditation that Spirit gave me as an action when I was in Peru, and it was the perfect time for that transition between those spirit animals to allow yourself to transcend and merge all the timelines. We are being gently guided inward to find safety within, to create space for the full expression of our truth. As we often open, we allow vulnerability to become a gateway to authenticity. The more we share from the heart, the more we align with our soul's wisdom. Profound growth often begins in the unseen, in quiet moments of reflection, in recognizing that the energy that flows within us, and in listening deeply to the voice of our spirit. What has your soul been telling you? I am hearing, I've had enough. I've had enough. And that is what is going to be the power for your change this July. So you might be saying, I've had enough out loud. You might be saying, I've had enough to you and to yourself, and acting accordingly. As the energy of July unfolds, allow yourself a moment of stillness. This is why I am away for a couple of days. Breathe deeply, trust in your inner power, whether it moves through your breath, your thoughts, or your actions. So I'm going to say that again. Trust in your inner power, whether it moves through your breath, your thoughts, or your actions. Time to visualize your intentions clearly. Is my mind in alignment with my heart? Because your heart wants liberation. It wants to have all the things, but the brain is sometimes saying other things. So look at the connection. When you tune in, you will find that your inner strength has never left. It is always present, quietly guiding you. If you feel drawn to specific crystals over the week and still this week, go for colors like brown, yellow, red, grounding, vitality colors that are going to help cultivate your inner power. Let them support your connection to your higher self. And Spirit is saying, because there's so much light, so many light codes coming in, the crystals will help to take in those light codes as a vehicle, as a conduit. This is also a time to honor the power of your community and collective energy. Allow yourself to be held in collaboration. Your personal intentions ripple outwards, touching the hearts of others. Trust that by tuning into your inner voice and staying open to divine guidance, you are helping to co-create a more harmonious world. Trusting and leaning into your community is really important. Even if your community is a community of animals that you have in your life, your friends, whoever. We have spent time over the week before grounding into ourselves to come back to that feeling of safety. This is why your meditations on the app, your homework has reflected that. And now is the time that this grounding offers us the ability to speak and live our truth. This is being more open with yourself, more vulnerable, not being afraid of rejection, and just saying and being the way that you are. The depth of your inner safety reflects the depth of your expression. The more safe you feel, the more you'll express yourself. Sometimes in unsafety, you will express yourself too, but you need to check how you are reacting, because we don't want there to be repercussions that are that type of rejection which is hurtful. But the type of rejection that we are moving into is the type where we go, that's you, that's not me. Some must express themselves despite external chaos. This is what I was saying, because the soul demands change, and this is the energy the beginning of July brings forth, because we've had Independence Day, and if we look at the energy that surrounds that day, there has needed to be something said and done in order for that liberation. And this transformation invites conversations that are not going to be easy, but the rewards will be lasting and really, really important to have. Draw power from your solar plexus, your inner sun. This is the energy still from the solstice that we had, for your personal divine confidence. Soak in the energy of the sun before you speak. I'm not talking about you have to go outside and take in the sun. Do that if you can, but soak in the energy of the sun. Pause, visualize what you're wanting before you speak it. Take the time to really set that groundwork. Ask yourself, is this the voice of my higher self, my fear, or my deep knowing? Your intentionality is laying the groundwork for the life you are creating. What you think is what you become. My spirit was telling me something this morning. What was they saying? They were saying to me, who we are around is so important. It's not just about how we're thinking, it's about how the other people are thinking that are around you as well. When you are in a state of openness and trust, the universe will respond to you by giving you people that's open, feeling open and trustworthy within themselves as well. If you feel forced or constricted, step back and realign. Let your energy flow naturally. So if you're going through a restrictive, constricted time, allow it to dissipate and find your inner power again. It takes effort to do this. You are also forming new networks. This is why Spirit gave me the mycelium mushroom networking beneath the ground, because it's like Mother Earth is holding us in her network while everything is being created above. And obviously our heads are above our heart physically, and so we're needing to take our heads into the universe so that we can actually bring it back down. Universal soul essence, what they've got planned for us, and how we want to collaborate with divine to bring it here on earth. So spend time being in that state of a daydream. Reclaim your authority. Choose to lead and to heal. You are protected. Call upon a mother symbol. So I had given the reference of Mother Mary because that is who I felt around me during the Monday mantra last week, and that was coming in so strongly. Pachamama, Mother Mary, Guadalupe. There were goddesses coming through in sessions with clients. Let her, whoever the her is for you, let her presence fill your actions with grace. There is sanctity to your path. You are not walking it alone. And remember that your light nourishes not only yourself, but the whole in the community. In stillness and in trust, you will find clarity and harmony. There are many unseen layers at work, realms beyond our perception, and invites you to trust in what we cannot see, knowing that these hidden forces are already aligning with and supporting the process you've begun. You possess the inner strength and drive needed to shape a prosperous future. This is the beginning of the phase of bliss. Because don't we all want bliss in our lives? So, get your crystal still, write and reflect, ask yourself, is this a thought from fear or from your higher self? Because you're bringing in information that you are not consciously aware of, and it's time to be really conscious with that, visualizing in your solar plexus, letting it expand into your heart, into your mind, and choose to trust. Liberation begins within. I'm free from the noise of my mind. Now my thoughts reflect the truth of my soul, which then reflects your actions. As we move through the week, I was having my ginger tea before clients, and Lucy came up and started talking to me. And people are being served these experiences that require us to figure out how we can liberate ourselves from these. Because when we think about it, financial freedom, we want freedom in all kinds of ways, but liberation is that kind of freedom that comes from how we overcome, coming back to our power and our authority without being stuck in that jail of overthinking. And our minds have been going crazy, so we need to come back to that. It was really interesting that when I pulled the Soul Progression Oracle card, the card came in to talk about the theme of duality. So Spirit was giving me this message around that card, learning to balance in every way of our lives. It highlighted the part of us that feels we must do, we must act, we must push forward, and the part that intuitively knows it's time to be still. Which part is speaking to you louder right now? Which part are you needing to address within yourself? It's showing us that this card that came through, the masculine, feminine, and divine masculine, divine feminine, it shows us that the dreamer within and the part that sabotages those dreams. So really being aware of those two things. The meaning of this card for the week reveals a part of you that may be trying to force something to happen urgently, seeking the next step, like, oh, I need to know the next step. I can be a bit like that too. But the true guidance is that wherever you notice duality, bring it into wholeness. I'm feeling really pressured by time or money or whatever. What's the other side of things, and merge it together. The number 29 on that card invited us to see a pair of opposites of one rather than two energies. So the opposites working together. The Master 11 vibration, because 9 and 2 makes 11, makes that conversation a gateway. Each tension you feel is an opening into inner alignment. And the number 2, our inner voice, hesitates sometimes because the number 9 is the outer drive. It pushes, it pauses. Allow these two to negotiate with each other, and rather than letting one overpower the other, they're working together. So when you beg to know the next step, I need to know this, how is it going to turn out? That urgency is your number 9 trying to finish the story before your number 2 has gone, hang on, I need to receive that story first. Pause, reflect, look at every part of your life, especially the parts that are restrictive. And your next step is to stop choosing sides and start integrating everything. We need the time. I was so honored to be invited by Alex Ferrari to be one of the 16 teachers picked from all around the world to teach for the Next Level Soul Mastery Summit. It is 4 weekends, it is 16 teachers, it is going to be fantastic. When I saw the lineup, and I was like, oh, I need to participate in this. Now, if you go on to soul33.com, on the homepage, there is a link to get early bird tickets. This is the type of work that we are all needing to work with these people that have insight that we don't all have, that have the energy that we want to be around, because it's not just the words that we're all going to be saying to teach you. The early bird pass is available. Spend those weekends doing something, investing for your soul. Soul33.com, there is a link to link through to the early bird rates that are available through the link that I put on. So join us there. We'll be sharing more about it. I'm so excited to see you all there. Okay, now the extended meaning of the Monday mantra. Let's have a look. Okay, the soul speaks softly, but when the mind surrenders, its voice rises above the noise of the self until one day they sound as one. That is true liberation, the knowing that is yours to keep beyond the illusions that distract from your essence. Sometimes in meditation, you'll hear your soul speaking loud. This is why I set those meditations at these spaces in between. I guide you, I let your energy and the guides reveal the visions that free you from your limitations your mind once had. Spirit guides, told me we are flying into a space of bliss. What you're experiencing now is part of the journey to freedom, whether it's yourself or the ones you are standing to protect. You might be paving the way for your children or the legacies that you're leaving behind. And this is why when you look at the thumbnail on YouTube, you know, there's a dark cloud, there's a light cloud, there's lightning coming down, and there, I got Lucy to put a bird in there. Now, the falcon or the eagle have been helping to liberate us. It's been coming through in sessions too. So you are traveling with the birds that are singing around us to help us come up to their level, their knowing. Okay, now remember, I'm always here for you, but I am only one person. I'm doing my very, very best to see everybody as I can, but the work does require me to be able to release everything for you so I can do my very, very best for you. But there are other ways to see me. There are other ways to experience and get something to help with your soul progression, whether it's a mini reading or a soul magic, a personalized meditation, and you guys do email Karen for these. They are important steps to invest in. And the reason why I have these as app member exclusive services is because I know you are committed that way. It's not just joining the app because you want a mini reading or joining the app because, you know, I created that app because it is the way that I am there. I'm the one setting the homework. I'm the one doing all of the things because that is, and you know, I'm here every Monday, no matter where I am, what space I'm in, to help you. And so if you're needing any help, please do email Karen at soul33@gmail.com, clear subject title. And remember, we are completely revamping the app at the moment. It is a major upgrade. So those of you who are being patient with this upgrade, as things are, you know, there's some technical things going on, technical changes, it's because there's something bigger and better coming. Soul33@gmail.com. It's Karen that manages the emails. Okay, are you ready for this week's Monday mantra? We did put a reel up yesterday, and also I became a godmother to one of my friend's children, which was amazing as well. So it's kind of like that mother energy coming in as well, that I was coming in as that in a religious sense because my friend was doing this with her children, for her children, because it's important for her, and I was part of that role as the godmother for these kids. So there we go. Very interesting how the mother energy is coming in, and that was the way it was coming in for me to participate and experience. And the reel that was up yesterday, go and watch that because there's deep messages in those reels. Watch the pictures that we choose. Listen to the voice. It's like a mini meditation. It's up on both my social media platforms, Instagram and on Facebook. This week's Monday mantra: I rise into bliss as I upgrade and release, shedding all that no longer serves, fearlessly answering the soul's call to return to wholeness. So can you see how the Monday mantras are all working together? I'm going to say it again. I rise into bliss as I upgrade and release, shedding all that no longer serves, fearlessly answering the soul's call to return to wholeness. Where have you been feeling a space? Now, this space is not a space that necessarily needs to be filled, but it's requiring you to integrate something that really makes you whole again, nourishing your soul. We have the portal today, and I love that energy for us. Spirit has been talking to me about this portal with clients all week. That perfect 7, you know, that number 7, the vibration of spiritual insight, of inner wisdom, divine timing. It all is doubling up with this number 7 portal. We are being summoned again. So imagine the conch, which is part of your homework, the conch summoning across the cosmos. So that conch blowing across the cosmos, summoning you forward into accelerating you. DNA upgrades, light codes. Stand at the threshold with your eyes and heart open. Observe, participate, receive the knowledge you need in that space. So it's funny, do you know where I'm feeling the space for all of us? The liver, around the liver area. And so there's a detoxification in that area. So you might be drawn to bitter herbs this week, whether it's sea buckthorn or it's milk thistle, thumbs coming up. So yes, so liver detoxification, the spaces in the liver to process. This portal offers a multi-dimensional alignment. Take in that alignment now as I'm speaking. Close your eyes and listen to this, because the Monday mantras are a meditation in themselves. A multi-dimensional alignment that expands the soul and clarifies purpose. Fresh experiences are being woven into your journey. Information you've prayed for is on its way, even more than what you expected. Stay receptive and curious. Synchronicities will signal the route. Watch for synchronicities. We also have the full buck moon. Now, the reason why it's called a buck moon is because the stag grows its antlers during this time for Native American energy, where this buck moon name comes from. For us, because it's winter here in New Zealand, it is the light exposing what once hid in the shadow, not the wound, but to heal. Release the energies that kept you small with this full moon. This is why whatever's restrictive, moments you were taken for granted, because resentment is something that runs through all of us in some way. Fears that dimmed your brilliance, what no longer fits, must be lovingly surrendered, relationships included. Goddess Parvati comes in this week. You know, when she came in, I was thinking, this is interesting, because that divine masculine and feminine card came up last week. But there actually is a Parvati festival this week, which I was amazed when I looked it up, thinking, why is Parvati coming in? Parvati, out of the divine masculine and feminine from last week, coming in this week, still a divine mother, holds you in pure, patient love while activating her inner masculine. So the masculine within you, whether whatever gender you are, firm yet tender protection that empowers your creativity and discipline. Together, Parvati and the 7-7 merge your inner masculine and feminine into harmony, sovereignty, which is so important, and in your relationships too, having harmony and sovereignty in your relationships. There is a celebration, which is the Parvati celebration, where the unmarried people, usually females for this festival, call in Goddess Parvati to bring in a good spouse at this time. And I found it fascinating, because this doesn't need to be, oh, I'm going and looking for a partner, or I'm trying to make things better in my relationship. It can be about that, but it's about that merging of both those energies. So go back and read the Soul Progression Oracle again that I've spoken to you about from last week, because it's still coming in this week through Goddess Parvati. As truth surface, choose decisions, our choices, aligned with your soul. Even if misunderstood by others, integrity is your North Star. That's why I put in the Star Ruby portal as one of your meditations. What would life feel like if you walked wholly in your truth, free of others' expectations? Spirit whispers the word bliss. This is the deeper liberation. It's not fleeting joy. It's not abiding by, state born of alignment. You can just be in that state of bliss. We can't control every circumstance, but you can flow with openings, act with courage, and trust the larger design. Design is really important, how you are designing your life. You are not here by accident. You are here on purpose, with purpose. Trust the orchestration of the 7-7 portal and the release with the full buck moon, because they are working together to elevate beyond our limitation into clarity, courage, and sacred presence. You are the threshold, you are the light, you are becoming. Your action point this week is choose an area of your life, whether it's relationships, creative work, your body, I keep looking at my physical body and analyzing what's going on, what it's telling me. And your spiritual path is also another part of that. So take one bold step that reflects your truth towards an area of your life. Ask yourself, what does alignment look like for me? What does bliss look like to you? What would the highest version of me do next? Then do it. big, small, let that action, let that choice be a signal to the universe that you are ready, willing to walk that path with authenticity and trust. Recite your Monday mantra as a prayer. I step through the 7-7 portal with courage. Okay, I'm going to get you to close your eyes down now as we do our integration if you are not driving. And if you can, just close your eyes and take this all in. I step through the 7-7 portal with courage. Under the buck moon's light, I release the past, reclaim my power, and I stand in blissful alignment with my highest purpose. And as we move through the week, we want to have authenticity. We are having spiritual acceleration by connecting in with the Mother, the Earth Mother, the Divine Mother, Mother Mary. God is part of it there. You are going to be authentic in every part of your life, and you're going to be aligned with your purpose, knowing that you are the inspiration in your life. We can gain inspiration from people around you, but you are the light. You are the purpose. Knowing that the network underneath, this mycelium, is holding us and giving us light codes from below and light codes from above. So surrender to what is happening for you, the experiences that you have. We are transcending the mind, going into the heart, liberating ourselves, knowing that deep knowledge is coming through and we need to pause to receive it and then breathe life into it. Your ancestors are going to be communicating with you. You are going to be summoned to say something, do something, act in a way and that you need to. And this is your time to watch and wait. Remember, I'm always here for you. Don't forget to email Kieran if you need any help. Be patient as we are making upgrades to the app, but please let her know if you're having any issues because we're trying to resolve everything as they're migrating things to the new version of the app. And if you need any help, you know that there are different services to assist you. Your Monday mantra is, I rise into bliss as I upgrade and release, shedding all that no longer serves, fearlessly answering the soul's call to return to wholeness. I rise into bliss as I upgrade and release, shedding all that no longer serves, fearlessly answering the soul's call to return to wholeness. I will see you all next week.